Hi, my name's Nathan, and today I'm going to be talking about my sports development and action placement. So my sports development placement is going to be at the Salford School Games. During my placement, I'll be working alongside the school games organiser for the Borough of Salford, which is a woman called Lindsay Nolan. Through my placement, I'll be going into schools around Salford to increase participation. I'll also be helping competition and also increasing the participation outside of schools. Not only going into schools, I'll be office-based as well, shadowing how she organises the school games around Salford, and also going to big events like the Greater Manchester School Games to organise them. So here's a quote just from the Salford School Games website saying, "The School Games is a unique opportunity to motivate and inspire young people across the country to take part in more competitive sport." So the school games has 4 levels: level 1, 2, 3 and 4. First one being the intra-school competition, which is just based in schools. Level 2 being regular inter-school competition, so that's local schools in the local area competing against each other in different sports. Level 3 is the annual, where districts come together, like Greater Manchester will come together. They have a winter and a summer school games, and they come together to compete against each other. And level 4 is the top event, which is held in London, but to get to there you have to be approached by a scout. So the school games so the Salford School Games work in the first 3 sectors of the 4 levels. So what they do in the first 3 levels, they get children involved in sport. They go into schools to provide opportunities for kids to get involved in more sports outside of schools, not just in schools. So in the school games, in school, they'll get them playing sports that maybe they've never heard of or played before, stuff like handball, volleyball. Then they'll offer them opportunities to go to a club outside of school to carry on. They also review the progress of the schools in the Salford area to see how they're getting on with participation, how many kids have got outside school playing sport now. So level 1, at this level, competition happens in school. Every year group in the school compete by year 11 maybe due to exams. So in this level I'll be working with schools to get all the kids in the years involved, because every kid has to participate in the school games. The year group are split up into different groups, usually houses or different colours, maybe split up into 4 groups. And I'll take part in different sports throughout the year, so every half term maybe they'll take part in a different sport. So one half term they may play football, the next maybe volleyball and handball. So on to the level 2. At this level, this is where local schools will compete against each other. So the pupils will be picked by the school PE teachers maybe to go and play different sports against another school. Like I just said, a variety of sports are played, so it's not just one sport, and it's usually held at one event. And then the winners of this level will go on to play the level 3, which is the Greater Manchester School Games. There's a winter games and a summer games. It's organised by the Salford School Games, but it's officiated by volunteers, and so the volunteers are handpicked by the school. They are then trained to officiate a certain sport. For example, when I was in high school, I was trained to officiate badminton at the local school games. So at level 3, These are schools from Greater Manchester, so from Wigan, Bolton, Salford, all over the place. And like I said in the last slide, winning schools from level 2 will then play in the level 3 competition. And then the schools from the Salford area will compete for the Salford district. So Manchester's strategy for sport, they've introduced Greater Manchester Moving, which was introduced in 2011, and their aims are to do these 5 things on the board, which improve health and well-being, increase levels of participation, increase volunteering, increase active travel, and reduce levels of inactivity. So comparing this to what the school games do, like it says improving health and well-being, what the school games do to get that is they getting kids involved in regular competitive physical activity. So not just PE lessons in school once every half term, they'll get them involved in a competitive activity, which is the school games. So another one of Greater Manchester Moving is increased levels of participation. So using what the school games do to meet this criteria is they use school games to get kids trying different sports. So lads maybe not going outside of school and playing football, going outside to go and play a different sport. So another one is increased volunteering. So what the school games do to meet that criteria is instead of school staff putting on at the local school games, they use volunteers from schools. And the last one, is reduce levels of inactivity. So using the inter-school competition, you get every kid involved, not one kid's not allowed to take part. So how does this link with the new government plan? So this is a new government plan for sport. The outcomes that they want are physical well-being, mental well-being, individual development, social and community development, and economic development. And that's the actions that they would like to take to get to them outcomes. So how does school games fit with that criteria? So the first off being physical well-being. Obviously kids taking part in sport regular. So like I said, every half term, put on top of the PE lessons that they do, it meets that criteria. Social and community development meets that criteria by it competes against other schools. You compete with maybe people you don't really speak to in school, so it matches that, and also as well it opens a door up to go to a club outside of school, so you can meet new people through that way. Individual development, trying new sports, I guess, because instead of one kid just doing football, try different sports, so you learn different skills. Mental well-being, keeping the kid active and fit, and that's it. That's my bibliography. Thank you for listening to my presentation. How long did I do?